There's never been a normal except in the eyes of those who long for the past, who label that which they long for as normal. A sure sign that you are beginning to grow older. But knowing that everything always changes provides a somewhat hopeful perspective. The things you object to also is not immune to change. Everything vibrates. We will return to sanity, but it is impossible to return to sanity before first having been insane. One could say that the road to sanity goes through insanity. We're currently quite insane, and that is a good thing. Just as there is no puppet, there is no puppet master either. If free will is an illusion, then so you must admit, is determinism, which is its opposite. That one is false, does not make the other true. There is only being. No attributes, no defining properties, no concepts whatsoever can contain it. All concepts, properties, and attributes are contained within it. If you were to encounter an alien life form, how would you recognize it as life? If it is so alien to you that you simply cannot wrap your head around the enormity and strangeness of that life form. But that's exactly what this universe is. Life. Being. A living being. And you're it. Every concept, every thought, every pebble of rock, all the things you do not call alive, is alive. An idea, it is alive. A thought, it is a living thing. A concept grows, changes, and morphs. It grows, you see, into tangible change in this world. The idea of a car brought us cars. The idea of capitalism brought you a computer. And you want to tell me it's not alive? God is all that is. So you're God, the empty air is God, the planet is God, and everything in existence is God, from all perspectives and polarities. When in doubt, zoom out to realize it's all God. In essence, various realities are just God's imagination. So this particular reality, aka the human experience, is nothing more than a simulation to bring more of your godlike nature into the physical dimension to embody. The only thing God desires is to love, which includes having its creations emanate the same love that it poured into creating them. If you're emanating love, you're tuning into God's nature. There is one thing that is constant and unchanging in life, and that is the fact of awareness. It is the timeless center of all activity and experience. In sitting meditation, one may be more awareness than thought, but as soon as one gets off the cushion, thought returns and grabs the attention in almost the same way as one falls asleep at night. The maturing of awakening is the maintenance of the fact of awareness under all circumstances. This is true meditation. Awareness is primary. You ever stop and think about how life's just a mix of sunshine and storms? The two go hand in hand. When the rain's coming down hard, it's like the earth's getting a big gulp of water. And when the sun's blazing, everything starts to grow, right? Both are necessary, but neither sticks around for too long. Now picture a tree standing through all of that. In winter it drops its leaves, looks like it's totally dead. But really, it's just chilling, getting ready for the wild ride of spring. If we only judge that tree when it's bare in the cold, or just when it's all full and green, we'd miss its whole vibe. It's not about any one moment. It's about the whole damn journey. Every season, every part, all necessary. Just as weightlifting is for the physical, the soul must lift self against life's challenges. Muscles can't grow without resistance. Consider when a bird learns to fly. It has to jump from the nest and fight gravity to figure out its wings. Struggle is not punishment. It's the hard way of making things strong. Like joy, it's not a reward, but a reminder of life's beauty. However, joy and struggle are not deniers or opposites. They're partners in a life's dance, spinning us toward growth. We often make the mistake of assigning labels to experiences as good or bad. The problem with getting a new job, even a good one, no matter what it is that the job brings stress and less time devoted to loved ones. Losing a friend might be the end of the world, but maybe it leaves space for a deeper connection elsewhere. The problem here is that our labels blind us into the whole picture. That is to say, wisdom is to come back and watch things not as disjointed chapters, but as parts of a larger, organized story. Balance is not indifference. Finding peace in extreme life. Think of a tightrope walker. They don't get locked into one side or another, but actualize, moment by moment and second by second, their center. Presence is the power of that, not living in what could be or what was, but in the real what is. It is when you stop chasing greener pastures and trying to run from darker skies that you learn just how beautiful the field you're standing in really is. Balance is love's whispered strength in relationships. And lovers aren't counting down the minutes until they see each other for the first time. They're waiting for the storm together. One partner can gently douse another's overly optimistic partner with some of that realism. The defeat of one leads to the cheerleader of the other. This is not dysfunction, this is harmony. Love only thrives when it includes challenge as well as support, as a kite requires the wind's resistance in order to rise as well. We often think being kind means never causing pain, but consider this. If a parent never lets a child fall, that child will never learn to walk. Dependence can be supported by support. Strength can grow from challenge. We know it's both acts of love, but we don't like one and resent the other. It stings to be scolded by a friend, but that's the point, because then you can grow. Another person's comforting words might soothe you, but also lull you into a complacency. These moments balance life perfectly. We don't always see it. True power lies in gratefulness, the ability to say thank you to life, not just for the roses, but for the thorns. Roses teach us to appreciate beauty. Thorns teach us to handle it with care. When we embrace both, we stop living on someday I'll, waiting for the perfect conditions to love, act, or dream. Instead, we anchor ourselves in the now, finding peace in the imperfect but miraculous reality of the present. Remember, the tides don't apologize for rising and falling. They simply follow their natural rhythm. So too should we embrace the ebb and flow of life, trusting that each wave, whether gentle or fierce, is guiding us toward the shore. Power is gratefulness, being able to say thank you to life, for the roses as well as the thorns. Its roses teach us to love the beauty, its thorns to take care of it. The more you embrace both, the less you live on someday I'll, waiting for the perfect conditions to love, act, or dream. We cement ourselves in the reality of now, in the chaos, or what at times feels like chaos of it all. But we find peace in this imperfect but miraculous perfection that is this moment. First, remember, tides don't apologize for rising and falling. They just do what they do. And we should too learn to accept the ebb and flow of life, trusting the way in which each wave crests in gentleness or as a barrage of fury, that the current is leading us closer to be. The most important gifts we can give ourselves is to show up for ourselves, to be there for us, showering us with the unconditional love of fully being who we are in every moment now. Life throws us many things and crowds us into a circle of many images we are molding ourselves, but we are molded ourselves by achieving, checking, and measuring our lives with meanings others can see through properly treating our eyes. None of these things will ever truly replace the solid foundation of knowing and accepting who we are, just as we are. Imagine building a house. Yet no matter how you beautify it, whether with the best furnishings or paint in the most bright colors, the foundation is weak, then the structure collapses if the pressure is applied. The same goes for us. Without investing time in purging the rigidity and numbness in ourself and the lack of boundaries within ourselves and others, then even before anything that is of value outside of self is erected, such creations will have no solid roots and become easily destructible upon the advent of a tough life. The truth is, Anchoring yourself into your own presence, sitting with your thoughts, feeling your emotions, understanding your needs, get you clarity. Out of this, we stop looking outward for validation and start creating value from within. That doesn't mean it's easy or that we always make the best choices, but it sure helps us not be swallowed up by things that aren't us. In other words, you're just the captain of a ship. As far as the sea is concerned, you will never have control of storms or waves. However, if you do know your ship through and through, what it is good, what it is bad, what it could do, you can sail those waters with confidence. You don't depend on the weather to keep calm. You depend on your skill, your preparation, and you trust yourself. There is a huge probability that we all get trapped in the "I'll be happy when" trap. And I'll be happy when I have this job, when I find this partner, when I start earning this amount, etc. Happiness just isn't a destination. It's a state of being. We grow this. We don't find this. It begins with programming ourselves to appreciate what we already have, especially ourselves. You wouldn't plant seeds in a garden and not look at them, hoping the flowers would somehow just bloom. You nurture them. You water them. You give them sunlight. It's no different with you and your relationship with yourself. Once I read about a musician whose goal is not to impress other people, but to really play the music inside. That struck me deeply. I remembered that all of what we do, our work, our hobbies, our relationships, should be an outpouring of our inner world rather than a performance to the world. If this is how we live, then when we create what we feel that is authentic, it resonates on the lips of others, but most importantly, it resonates on the lips of me. That doesn't mean we don't need external things like food, shelter, or companionship, but it doesn't mean those are the source of our happiness. They're tools, not foundations. A warm meal might fill your belly, but it's your ability to taste it, be present with it, that makes you joyful. Someone can in fact be a loving relationship to you, but it's your loving ability to love yourself first, which is what allows you to really connect with someone else.